favorites, okay? And I think you're going to get the idea.
We'll give you 10 and a half, don't worry.
10 and a half, okay. Oh, wait, I got my helper here. Okay, good. All right, so I am a Franciscan friar. You can see that, right? And it dawned on me, for you UPS people, hey, it's the right color, right? Okay. Anyway, I don't have different color outfits. This is it. All right. All right. 1 October, right before Halloween, I was at a protest. That's what I do in life. At a shopping mall in San Diego, and we were trying to we were protesting, trying to live the teachings of Jesus and trying to get some fair employment for the janitors. So we were walking through the mall, and this little kid comes up to me and he says, "Who are you supposed to be?" You know the Halloween thing? Who are you supposed to be? Okay? That's going to be your punchline. When I'm asked to talk at a memorial, I'm not here to talk about David. What you need to do is see how you're going to live your life when you leave here, because you knew David. And he touched you. David's name comes from the Old Testament, and it means beloved. David means beloved. In the entire Old Testament, did anybody here bring a Bible? No. Okay. If you got out your Old Testament, throughout the whole Old Testament, there's only one David. King David wrote the Psalms. There was only one David McGhee. He was baptized a Catholic. Took part when he was a kid in Catholic communion and all the Catholic stuff. When Jesus was baptized, a cloud came over. It's in 2 of the Gospels. And what did people hear the cloud say? Anybody?
David!
No, close. It's close. When Jesus was being baptized in the River Jordan by John the Baptist, a cloud came over, which is God, right? God can do that stuff. And the cloud's voice said, "This is my beloved Son." Did you know that you are a beloved daughter of God? You are a beloved son of God. Almost 44 years ago, Tom and Michelle chose David, the beloved. All right? That's my first point for you to take home. I am a beloved child of God. And if you are a beloved child of God, then who are you supposed to be? That's part 1. Part 2. How did David find God? On a mountain. In the snow. He understood the beauty of creation. I haven't figured out how to weave it in, but he also found it in Audis. But I looked throughout the Bible, I couldn't find an Audi. I tried. He also found it in each of you. So those of you that are from UPS, David did 20 years with you. Our time. All right. And you know David and his family in different ways. And we can't pretend that his life was taken in a real mystery. And if you're angry about that, God can handle the anger. If you're confused about it, God can handle it. But if you're just going to try to settle it with beer and wine and that's it, it won't work. I do believe that you are challenged today to look at your own spiritual life. And how am I going to leave here different? And what am I going to do that's different? Okay? The family found a poem that they have partially written, partially stole. And David's brother is going to read it. Kevin, or
Thank you. Hey everybody, I'm Kevin, Dave's brother. It's called When I'm Gone. When I come to the end of my journey and I travel my last weary mile, just forget if you can that I ever frowned and remember only the smile. Forget unkind words I've spoken, remember some good I've done. Forget that I ever had a heartache and remember I've had loads of fun. Forget that I have stumbled and sometimes fell by the way. Remember I have fought some hard battles before the close of day. And forget to grieve for my going. I wouldn't have you sad for a day. I'll be happy in winter when the snow flies. I'll be in Tahoe where I stay. And sometimes in the evening when the sun paints the sky in the west, stand for a few moments and remember only my best.
Yeah. Yeah.
are you Anna? Who's Anna?
My wife.
Brave Anna. The other meaning of David in the Hebrew language is uncle. And David was uncle to your two kids. All right. Tom and Michelle said that David's religion was kindness and generosity. That was his religion. That's actually a hard religion to follow. How kind are you? How generous are you? This much, I'll let you know. All right? Michelle told me that there was a woman on David's route. She had to see him almost, he had to see her almost every day to pick up something. And her husband died 7 years ago. And every day, David stopped and broke the rule of 15 seconds and visited with her. That's how we make an impact in the world. It isn't having our names in big flashing lights. All right? Before we have a blessing, I want to give you some homework. They gave me 10 minutes. I want you tomorrow, Sunday, the Lord's Day, to take 10 minutes alone. 10 minutes outside. And ask your God, who am I supposed to be? Because I know David. 10 minutes tomorrow. Don't slough it off. So if you're with somebody, remind them. Be alone with your God. Who am I supposed to be? Good and gracious God, we thank you for the gift of life. We thank you for the mystery of death. We thank you for friendship, family. Help us to take our mourning and turn it in to grieving. Help us to take our grieving and to let it melt like the snow melts every year, but on your timeline, not my own. God, thank you for letting each of us be your beloved. And most especially today, we thank you for the gift of David, your beloved son, who has called us here today. We want to pray for people in the world who are hurting, suffering, who do not have support of family or friends. We want to pray for people in our own country and the world who are not experiencing kindness, who do not experience generosity. Help us to be true to the gift of life. We pray all this in the many names of God. Everybody says amen.
Amen.
Amen. We love you, David. Let's get it on.
Okay, we got the one noisy guy that wants to yell. But Kevin wants to say something.
On behalf of my parents and myself, thank you all for coming today and to celebrate Dave. We would like to say thank you to all who have helped this past month and everyone who has extended their love and support. It's been huge. Special thank you to Hunter and Suzanne for opening your home to all of us and hosting this celebration, you guys. Thank you for all the donations. Everyone's been very supportive. We appreciate everyone who has helped to organize today's event. Dave would have wanted a party and for everyone to have a good time. So thank you all for coming. We have food catered for us all. So I think it's about time we all have some food, get something to eat, and then more drinks to follow.
And then we'll call for the slideshow in about an hour.
Yeah, in about an hour we'll have a slideshow and we can enjoy pictures of Dave. Cheers.